So Nurul, will you be typing dalam Google Doc tu kan apa yang kita bincangkan kan? So saya tak payah worry ya.
Yes, Doctor. I will typing here.
Okay.
At the same time, I will record for next. Rujukan lah. Aku tertinggal apa-apa point.
Betul kita rekod jugalah kan?
Uh-uh.
Okay, no problem. So for those who are here, kalau you nak on your video also can, we have a very good interactive session there. Kalau tak, saya tengok nama saja dengan background hitam. Tak best lah. So if you can, if your internet is stable, bolehlah on your video. For those who are here, otherwise I'll make the same announcement again at your time, 3:10. So we'll start in 2 more minutes. For those who came in late, we'll start in 2 more minutes. We're supposed to have over 20 participants, but we only have about 8 right now. Start in 1 more minute. It's okay, Chu, you can type your thoughts in the chat. That's fine. Okay, dah 3:10 dah. Shall we begin or nak tunggu lagi? Because we only have 8 more participants. We only have 8 participants. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, can you on your video so that I can see you as well? Dr. Nur Hayati has on a video. And I didn't get your name, sorry.
Halisha.
Halisha.
Yes. Hi, Prof.
Okay.
I'm Halisha, yes.
Jangan panggil saya Prof. Saya
Okay.
saya just saja.
Okay,
Panggil
Jess.
saya just.
Jess.
Chu is saying dia punya video depan. That's alright, Chu. You can see us then. Okay, so jangan salah sangka saya orang Malaysia, bukan orang Iran, bukan orang Iraq, semua boleh cakap Boleh cakap bahasa Melayu, boleh cakap Pelat Penang, saya orang Penang. Just to say. But I'm now in Melbourne, dekat Australia, dekat kerja dekat Latrobe. So that's okay. If your internet connection is not stable, that's fine. So I will cakap bahasa Melayu dan juga bahasa Inggeris because I am so proud to be a Malaysian. Tapi sekarang ni kerja dekat Australia lah. Nampak macam mana jumpa suami dekat sini, tinggal lah sini pasal dia. Okay. Alright. This is a very casual talk. We only have 8 participants. We're supposed to have 20 over participants. I think all of us are very tired because being in front of laptop the whole day, it's not a joke actually. Masa saya mengajar pun 4 jam. Dah saya mampu dah. Okay. So alright. Macam mana kita nak bincang? Do you want to introduce yourselves? We have got 2 hours in our hands. So if you want to introduce yourself, we can start out with that. At least we know each other. And then, we become very close. Is that okay? Is that good with you guys?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay. Siapa nak pergi dulu? Kalau ada musical chair, memang saya dah buat dah musical chair ni. Who wants to go first? Anyone? Just introduce yourself.
Okay, Mira, I'm Hanisha. I'm from Unique Elmia. But I've been a lecturer since I'm joining UPM since 1997. Then I go for early retirement. Then I joined Unique at 2014. Just, more than 20 years in the research, teaching and research. My area of expertise is satellite communication. And I'm happy to be part of this support group, hopefully, yeah. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Alisha. You look very young though, even though you're 20 years in the business. Okay, next. Thanks, Alisha.
Okay, next. I'm sorry, I seem to have problem with my internet somehow. Okay, can you hear me just to confirm?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm Hayati, just call me Hayati, yeah. I'm from UTP. Just like Alisha, I've been 20 years in academics, yeah, so that's quite a long time. I've been with UTP since 1989, so that's about it.
UTP tu apa benda?
I think dah 1999 is close to 20 years already. Okay, but basically I'm chemical engineers by background. But
UTP itu University Teknologi Petronas kah?
University Teknologi Petronas. Yeah, sorry. University Teknologi Petronas. Yeah. So I'm chemical engineers by background. Yeah.
So you're a lecturer and you're teaching and also research staff member, betul?
Yeah. But since the last 5 years, I was seconded to management lah. Okay,
in the engineering area, correct?
No, in teaching and learning area.
Teaching and learning area. Okay.
I'm currently heading our Center for Academic Excellence in UTP.
Oh, okay. That's a tough job. Tengok macam tu pun dah takut dah.
Very tough.
Well, good luck to you. As a woman, you've got the job. Okay, next. Siapa nak introduce next? Siti, do you want to go next since your video is on? Sorry, I'm just for calling your name because your name is terpapar dekat screen tu. If you want me to call you Prof or whatever, then you just let me know. You need to unmute yourself, Siti.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon.
Salam sejahtera.
Okay, salam sejahtera tu. Okay, I'm Siti Zainab binti Tauhid. I'm representing International Islamic University Malaysia ataupun Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia, located at Klang Valley. at Gombak area there. I'm not sure, Dr. Jaswir, whether you still remember.
IIUM, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have been with IIUM since 1995. So this is my 26th year at IIUM. Still young, I guess, at the
Very
university.
young.
Yeah, a lot more to learn. And now I'm administrator. I am now in charge for corporate and strategy affairs at the hospital under IIUM. We do have hospital, and our hospital is Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center, located at Kuantan. So I am here now at Kuantan, moving from Gombak.
Dulu dekat Gombak. Now you have moved to hospital.
Yes.
Administrative post.
Betul.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Siti.
Yeah, most welcome.
Okay, next. Alia?
Yes, I'm here.
That's all right.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Good afternoon. Selamat sejahtera. I'm Alia. I'm from Al-Bukhari International University. I teach English there for foundation level students as well as pre-university, which is, because I serve both sides for language center as well as foundation because it's separate there. Okay, so what else should I say? I've been teaching English for about 10, 11 years, perhaps, at different places. I think I'm originally from KL. I thought that it's fun to move up north because Al-Bukhari is in Alor Star. I'm not sure if you guys know the university. It's new. It's an IPTS. It's still starting out. So I thought, I'd move up to, maybe have an adventure in Alustar or something like this.
I think Prof. Zul used to be the VC there, kan?
Yes,
From USM.
yes. That was Al-Bukhari's history part 1. So I'm in the part 2 of the history.
Tak apalah, ada juga isteri. Okay, Alia, thanks.
Okay.
Next, Haliza. You have to unmute yourself.
I think I already introduced myself. Just
Tak, ada lagi satu, Haliza.
Haliza.
Okey.
Satu dulu.
Assalamualaikum. Tengah hari, salam sejahtera. Saya Haliza, Cikgu Haliza binti Abdul Halim, penolong kanan pentadbiran Sekolah Menengah Sains Tun Syed Syekh Syabuddin Bukit Bertajam. Jadi masuk seminar simposium ni ialah kerana wanita lah, sebab saya pentadbir wanita satu-satunya kan. Jadi pengetua pun minit ke Puan Haliza lah. Jadi alhamdulillah boleh melihat perbincangan tokoh-tokoh wanita IPT. Jadi kami di sekolah ni menyediakan anak-anak pelajar untuk ke universiti. Jadi kita saling bergantung lah, kolaboratif. Jadi dengan USM ni kita banyak jugalah yang bekerjasama, terutamanya R&D kan. Sebab kita ada STEM kan, dari segi pendidikan lah. Jadi macam Puan Alia cakap tadi, Universiti Bukhari, kami pun pernah bermesyuarat di sana juga, kalau Alostar lah. Okay. Jadi sebenarnya kita dalam kerjaya ni saling mungkin membantulah untuk peningkatan bidang masing-masing. Jadi selama 20 tahun saya dah 24 tahun jadi guru sejarah. Jadi insya-Allah lah, walaupun bercakap STEM, teknologi, sebab kita boleh semua kot, cikgu-cikgu
boleh
kan. Jadi
Malaysia
kita boleh berbincang, betul. Okey, jadi Puan, kami orang Penang jugalah walaupun saya orang Perlis sebenarnya. Okey.
Tak apa, kita faham. Orang lain tak tahu faham ke tak logat kita.
Jadi insya-Allah lah harap-harap perbincangan kita ada apa boleh melaksanakan sesuatu sebab bukan senang nak jumpa para cendekiawan macam ni kan. Jadi insya-Allah.
Betul.
Terima kasih.
No, semua bermula daripada cikgu kan. Kita pun belajar juga dari sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, lepas tu baru pergi universiti. Without schools, without our teachers, I think we're nowhere. And not forgetting our parents as well. Okay, last lagi dua. Sri, Darwina and Chu, you can introduce yourself in the chat if you want. Sri, Darwina.
Assalamualaikum, selamat petang. I'm sorry I cannot turn on the camera sebab lagging.
Tak apa.
So nama
sudah.
Darwina. Tetapi macam out of place pula petang ni sebab semua daripada akademik. Saya daripada Kementerian Pembangunan Usahawan dan Koperasi.
Okay.
Dan saya menguruskan keusahawanan perusahaan sosial di bahagian dasar kementerian.
Okay, that's fine. We all learn together. We need you guys as well. So it is good that dalam bilik ni kita ada cikgu, kita ada orang akademik, kita ada administrative, and we have you as well. So I think it's a very good group, and then we can have a better informed group. So Chu saying that he's I don't know whether you are a he or a she. So Chu is saying that the person is from Tar University College, Sabah branch, and it's a principal lecturer. So Chu has got problem with mic and also with video. So Chu will be writing comments in the chat. And then Nurul, please look into the chat as well when Chu writes the comments. Okay, now kita dah bermesra-mesra sikit dah. Let's start off with our first perbincangan. So I'll be using Malay dengan bahasa Inggeris. Macam saya kata, saya orang Malaysia, orang Penang, so saya boleh berbahasa Malaysia. Okay, dengan apa? Dengan cekap. No, that's not the word. I don't know what is that. Fasih. Yes, berbahasa Malaysia dengan fasih. Alright. So we go to the first bidang. Kebolehpasaran means employability and also entrepreneurship. Now, what is the keadaan masa? Why not we start with keadaan semasa dulu. Lepas tu baru kita pergi desired future state. What we want or how we want our girls or our women to have or to think about what do we want them to have in the future. But what is the current state? We have to start with the current state first. Dalam in terms of their employability, are they getting jobs? In your opinion, in terms of
based on current situation lah, sebab my student from aviation kan, daripada MIAT. Memang sekarang kita tengok impact pada aviation kan. Aviation sekarang ni flight aircraft tak boleh nak fly, and then banyak tourism impact kan. So jadi maintenance work tu makin limited lah. Sebab my student maksudnya student from MIAT ni kita produce maintenance, aviation maintenance. So they maintain helicopters, aircraft. So because of this pandemic, kerja tu jadi limited. So sekarang ni student saya ada yang dia tak boleh nak teruskan career lah as of now. Tapi in 2 years time, insyaAllah the industry will be okay. Maybe they predict like in 2-3 years time. As of now, some of the students they go for online, business. Some of them they go for office lah macam. Tapi still kerja related to engineering. Ya, macam instrumentation sebab aircraft ni bukan setakat, maksudnya kerjaya tu bukan untuk aircraft saja. Dia can go for automation, dia can go for instrumentation. So maksudnya walaupun tak ada kerja dari segi bidang aviation maintenance, tapi they still can go for other jobs related. Cuma sekarang ni bila ni ramai juga yang pergi for online lah, ya, online business, ya. Online saya rasa this is the right time lah untuk student untuk aggressively, especially female lah, kita talk about perempuan kan sekarang ni. Untuk perempuan sepatutnya sesuai lah sebab dia lagi boleh duduk di rumah. At the same time dia boleh generate income. Cuma macam Jess cakap lah, support ya. Support dari segi, yelah bila ada di rumah ni tak semua orang duduk rumah selesa ya. Ada duduk apartmen yang kena share sampai 10 orang adik-beradik. Apartmen bukan apartmen kita cakap ada swimming pool. We talk about flat, ya. And macam mana kita nak buat, sebab sekarang ni kita punya isu ialah wanita muda, right? And macam mana sekarang dengan keadaan, duduk kat apartmen, ya. Adik-adik ramai, dengan kerja tak ada, nak start buat business. So I think macam mana support yang kita boleh bagi untuk perempuan lah ya, untuk yang especially muda ni yang baru nak keluar bekerja. So saya rasa first we have to have a support group like this. Tapi macam kalau kita tengok Mak Saleh ya, dia macam orang luar dia ada support, dia ada group-group kan. Kita tengok banyak group ya, macam dia ada support group untuk ni, dia support. Kenapa kita tak, Malaysia tak buat macam tu? Kenapa Malaysia tak boleh keluar support group macam maksudnya young entrepreneur? Maybe KPT boleh start, maybe Kementerian Usaha Wanita boleh start dengan initiate with the bantuan. Kalau kita dapat support group ni tapi tak ada bantuan, what's the point? Kita nak ada bantuan. Maksudnya maybe ada, maksudnya buat support group tu selalu frequent. Frequent plus with the bantuan. Pinjaman ke loan ke dalam 5,000 dulu start off. Tapi maksudnya senang. Sekarang ni kita nak bantuan kena apply. Takes time. Macam kita buat research lah dekat universiti kan. Research lecturer muda dapat 10,000 untuk start off. Bagi je lah 5,000 dulu kan untuk dia start off kan. Untuk bagi dia orang start with the business. Kena ada support lah. Kena ada macam knowledge sharing. Tak tahu just this is just
No, it's good. No, it's good that you're pouring it out. Sri, do you want to comment on that? Like, is there any support from the Ministry of Keusahawanan?
Okay, thank you. Sebenarnya dari segi program dan bantuan untuk usahawan wanita memang banyak. Kita bercakap tentang capacity building program, di segi latihan untuk membina usahawan-usahawan di kalangan usahawan wanita pun ada banyak. Di bawah MIDEC saja kami ada satu agensi, Institut Keusahawanan Negara yang mempunyai beberapa program khusus untuk usahawan wanita. Dan saya juga tahu yang di bawah Kementerian Pembangunan Wanita juga ada program untuk usahawan wanita, dan begitu juga di bawah KBS. Jadi dari segi program memang kita ada banyak program pembangunan kapasiti untuk wanita, itu satu. Kedua, dari segi program pembiayaan juga di bawah MIDEC. Di bawah MIDEC kita ada Bank Rakyat dan juga SME Bank dan Tekun. Jadi tiga agensi pembiayaan ni memang mempunyai program-program pembiayaan dan bantuan khusus untuk usahawan wanita. Saya tertarik dengan pandangan yang diberikan sebentar tadi. Pada saya lah, pengalaman saya di kementerian, sebenarnya program bantuan untuk wanita itu banyak, tetapi takersnya tak banyak.
Tapi Sri, can I interject? Macam you were saying memang ada capacity building workshops ke programs ke bantuan, tapi is the information trickling down ke tak?
Exactly. That's why just now the statement made by our friend just now is very interesting, because I think we have many programs, but the information either did not trickle down or they are hesitant to start. That is why the support group is important. I think a couple of months ago, I attended there's a pembentangan kajian oleh ILO berkenaan dengan usahawan wanita ni, juga memberi pandangan yang sama bahawa sekarang ni what we need, especially during the pandemic, are support groups for the women in entrepreneurship. So we need those successful women entrepreneurs to mentor, to guide the women entrepreneurs on how to start, what to expect, how do you juggle between your family and business. And not just that, during the pandemic, usahawan wanita juga terkesan dari segi mental, because they have to juggle a lot. So I think the support group, yes, I totally agree. We need that support group. And ministries must work together. KPT, KBS, Wanita, Kementerian Pengurusahaan, we have to work together to come up with programs specifically for women, especially entrepreneurship. That's my view.
Do you think career programs should also be in place, like career coaching and all that, so that women are much more empowered? Because macam kita kata lah kan, wah Mak Saleh ni, oh tu dia, ada coaching sana, coaching sini, bukan saja mentor. See, mentorship and also coaching, they're two different things. So one, coaching meaning they are giving you, bukan, how to say, they're not giving you the fish tau, but they want you to catch the fish. So they do a lot, because I'm a career coach myself, so that's how I know. Like, you know, I give you some questions, you go home, reflect on them, work on them. Macam mentor, they give you ikan sekali, ikan bawang, semua dia bagi. So do we have that in Malaysia or not?
Saya pun nak bertanya juga dengan rakan-rakan yang ada di sini. Sebab salah satu yang kami sedang usahakan juga di kementerian ialah untuk menggalakkan pelajar-pelajar memilih keusahawanan sebagai pilihan kerjaya. But I don't know whether in universities, do we start young on this?
Can I respond?
Yes, definitely.
Pada pandangan saya, at university level, kita ada satu department, I believe other universities too, they have this. Kita ada entrepreneurship department. Maknanya bila entrepreneurship department, kita ada membuat yang pertama, awareness berkenaan dengan kepentingan ada skill untuk entrepreneurship. Kita juga melatih pelajar-pelajar kita untuk berniaga, and they are doing it hands-on by themselves. They establish a small company and we give them grants and they will start their business. Tapi sebagaimana yang tadi kita dah share, we do have that programs, we do that have initiatives. Kita ada bagi grant juga untuk mereka memulakan bisnes, tetapi tidak ramai yang sama ada they are ignorant ataupun mereka tidak tertarik untuk melakukan bisnes. Jadi saya rasa kita perlu lebih banyakkan awareness kepada pelajar-pelajar kita. Sebab say for example, in UIA, we have about 20k students at one time. So I think kadang-kadang bila diorang bergerak dalam kelompok diorang sahaja, they know, okay, we have this program, come join us, we have a small business macam tu. Tapi I guess bila mereka hanya ada sekelompok kecil yang ada maklumat, yang lain tak dapat maklumat. So I think we need to, I mean the program is there, the grants is there, we need to be more rigorous, more proactive in promoting this program among the students at the university.
So I guess communication again is important, isn't it?
Yes,
How do
I
you
guess
trickle
so.
down the information? Do you go to Persatuan Pelajar? Do you go to the lecturers? Because what I see is lecturers dengan apa ni professional staff ada gap. So lecturers would not know, tapi we are very close to our students. So actually information kalau datang kepada kita, then we can tell to students that can you please go and look into, you know, put it in your MOOCs ke LMS ke apa benda, whatever you use lah, learning management system, so that students do understand that there are some programs out there for them to help them out. Because I do a lot of research on students. So students do tell me that, you know, we want the lecturers to help us because they don't read, they don't, macam Puan Siti kata tadi lah, they are in the kelompok je. Kalau kelompok dekat tahu lah, yang lain semua tak tahu.
I couldn't agree more. Yes, apa yang Jess dengan Siti dan Dr. Siti nak cakap tadi. Saya rasa memang, saya rasa awareness lah, sebab saya rasa student dia takut, especially dia takut nak venture into business, dia takut rugi. Dan kepada dia rugi dan kena bayar balik. Especially yang memang daripada family yang susah lah, yang B40 ya, yang saya cakap tadi, sebab tak ramai yang mampu. Even student saya ada yang dia punya scholarship tu dibagi kat parent, dibagi kat family dia. Ya, untuk makan ya. Untuk makan. Tengok betapa dia orang susah ya. So bila nak buat bisnes, bayangkan dah scholarship bagi kat family ya. Macam mana pula nak buat bisnes? So saya rasa kalau kita ada support group yang memang structured, yang kita boleh panggil, especially B40. Kita tolong B40 dengan M40 juga ya, M40 yang dekat bandar. So diorang ni online kelas, ramai buka je kamera tapi ramai kerja. Grab, Foodpanda. Daripada buat Grab, Foodpanda, memang diorang dah ada skill tu, bukan train diorang untuk jadi young entrepreneur ya. So saya rasa it's good kita ada platform ni dan maybe kita boleh tarik, kita buat macam macam informal networking, tak informal mentorship. So kita buat, maksudnya mungkin ahli yang ada hari ni jadi facilitator. Maksudnya KPT jadikan kita yang datang ni nak commit kan, kita nak tolong kan untuk contribute. So why not yang datang hari ni kita jadi facilitator. Maksudnya maybe KPT train us macam train of trainer lah, TTT ya. TOT, yes. TTT, entrepreneur. Yeah. So KPT maybe kita sama-sama keluarkan framework module, train us dan kita boleh tarik tau. Setiap universiti macam Prof Siti Zainab ya daripada UIA dan Dr. Yati from UTP. Ada lagi ya, ada few daripada masing-masing universiti masing-masing. Kita start with our own student B40 M40, kita TTT, maksudnya kita being trained. Maybe Sri Darwina maybe can come out with a good training untuk us. Sri Darwina yang maybe you have a very good structure.
InsyaAllah, boleh.
So kita contribute, kita nak contribute kan. Masing-masing nak tolong ya our country, our students. Kesian ya. So tapi why not kan kita start daripada support group macam ni. Kita jumpa, kita discuss dan kita buat dengan student. I don't know.
I agree. No, I so agree with that because we have to contribute to our own nation and also our students. Because kita tak tahu on the ground. Yes, yes.
Okay, if I may share what have been done in UTP, I think we started few years back. Government initiative, not initiative lah. The vision kan, to have more of job creator rather than just job seeker. Alright. So what we did back then, few years back, kita dah establish one unit bawah, which is position bawah student development. Yeah, Center for Student Development. So this is looking at all the co-Qs, the student society, etc. We established one unit that is called Technopreneurship Unit. Yeah. So this Technopreneurship Unit ni kerja dia is, students are involved in so many projects. They have this MPU, I think MPU 4 or MPU 4, one of the MPU subject in which they will need to do entrepreneurship day kind of thing. So sehari itu within a semester, that one particular day they will have an event called Kantin Sekolah, just to relive back lah kan, yang all this kantin sekolah kan, there's so many fabulous things kan that we remembered from schools and canteen sekolah. So they relive this moment, tapi they need to sell something. Yeah, they need to sell something through those subjects that they have taken. Maksudnya the planning tu dah lama. The planning, they have to do the planning, the cost budgeting, whatever dia dah buat. And then that one day they will implement. Let's say they want to further the ideas. Yeah, they don't want to stop there. They want to move forward the ideas of whatever they have planned. They can go to this Technopreneurship Unit, and this Technopreneurship Unit will actually guide them. So maksudnya at university level, this Technopreneurship Unit will guide them, bawa diorang pergi Magic ke MDEC ke whatever channels yang ada bantuan. This is the unit that will do that. So that's what we've done. So I would say we have quite a number of startup lah from that, but it's a small startup by students.
But more females ke males, Dr. Nurhayati?
Yang tu I'm not sure, but the ladies are usually with tudung, with accessories, Even I was told that the founder of Marshmallow Scarf tu is actually UTP alumni, but she's done with working as engineers.
That's interesting. Probably we should have these case studies and show it to the students in the university ke ataupun in the schools and
yeah,
say that if
yeah,
they can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
students
And
learn
the
from their
founder of
peers.
betul. And the founder of apa Kinderkaizen tu kan, it's actually UTP alumni, but again she has a background in IT. But then she further her studies into, you know, she goes for early childhood education apa semua and founded this Kinderkaizen. So the thing is there, it's just that maybe the interest from university level to we can mold them, we can encourage them to go towards that. If we have the right the right platform rather than just waiting for them bila you graduate baru you pergi for tekun komputer kan. Let it start from university itself. It's just a sharing from me lah, yeah.
No, that's a very
Thank
good
you.
sharing. Cikgu,
Thank you.
cikgu nak add anything?
Kami bermasalah seperti di IPT jugalah sebab kami macam pemula kepada remaja ni kan. Jadi sekarang situasi PDPR, jadi kita minggu lepas kita sempat buat exam online yang tak ikut format lah. Sekadar nak tahu sedikit input macam mana student kita kan. Tapi bila online kehadiran penuh 100%. Alhamdulillah. Berbanding PDPR yang harian yang biasa-biasa ni memang ada yang tak hadir. Pelik juga sebab sekarang ni kalau ikut KPM bila mengajar ataupun belajar semua nak macam nak ilmu kan, tak nak exam oriented semua kan. Tapi apa yang berlaku tengoklah bila exam kehadiran 100%. Memang nak exam kan. Memang exam oriented. Walaupun kadang-kadang kalau di sekolah kita PPD, pentaksiran dalam kelas kan, dalam bilik rejah. Kalau betul-betul faham yang tu ujian juga. Exam juga. Tapi tak nampak exam sebab bukan nama exam kan. Jadi untuk kalau keadaan masa depan yang kita nak ni, seeloknya kalau kita wanita lah mesti ada kekuatan sama ada fizikal atau mental lah. Sebab wanita ni dia kena cekal. Sebab anak pun kena jaga, suami pun kena jaga kan, keliling pun kena jaga. Semua macam
Semua
atas
nak
kepala
kena
kita
jaga.
kan.
Office nak kena jaga.
Betul. Office staff semua nak kena marah kita kan. Jadi memang kena sedia minda yang kental lah kan sepatutnya. Jadi selalunya orang panggil super mom. Kalau yang mak lah kan. Nak jadi super tu memang kena bina diri sendiri. Kalau kita harap orang keliling memang boleh lah kot. Susah sikit lah. Walaupun ada orang dia nak mencari ilmu jadi super ni kan. Tapi kalau diri sendiri tak buat, dia tak boleh jadi super. Jadi kalau nak bina orang lain, kita bina diri kita dululah kan. Walaupun di sekolah kita ada kemahiran berfikir arah tinggi kan, HOTS tu. Tapi kadang-kadang tak boleh juga nak fikir arah tinggi sebab masing-masing nak fakta je kan. Nak hurai lebih dia susah. Sama juga dengan kehidupan ni kan. Kita tahu apabila PDPR kita ada komunikasi dua hala kan. Kita Telegram, kita WhatsApp. Kadang-kadang ada cikgu yang suka buat Google Meet semua-semua ni. Student tak bercakap pun dalam tu. Kita cakap seseorang. Macam kat sekolah tak apalah nampak manusia kan. Kalau dalam macam nak suruh
Cakap seseorang.
macam nak suruh buka kamera kan. Tapi kita fahamlah kalau student tak buka tak apa, tapi bila kita message chatting pun tak jawab, ini memang berlakon ni kan. Jadi kalau di sekolah sebenarnya golongan B40 semua tu kita buat kajian lah kenapa tak hadir kelas kan. Ada juga student yang tolong parent Kita dah bagi jadual tapi mungkin kekangan hidup lah kan. Jadi terpaksa tak masuk kelas kerana tolong parent selain dari kongsi gadget parents lah kan. Ataupun anak cikgu yang yang berebut gadget ke kan. Itu lain cerita. Tapi B40 kalau di sekolah lah kita ada peruntukan khas untuk bantu ataupun kita ada ni lah maknanya kekalan untuk susah nak kelas tu memang macam bukan masalah lah. Berbanding dengan anak golongan berada. Kita buat kajian, anak orang senang ni dia tak masuk kelas. Sebabnya banyak lagi kemudahan yang dia leka. Sebenarnya dari kesedaran lah. Dari segi kalau kita nak tengok apa permasalahan masyarakat lah kan. Dia memang
Attitude.
kalau nak, betul. Kalau nak 1000 daya, tak nak 1000 dalih.
Betul.
Umur berapa pun sama je. Di IPT pun sama, di sekolah pun sama. Jadi kalau nak jadi cikgu, nak jadi pendidik, jangan anggap nak student berjaya dengan sijil. Tapi kena tengok sasiah juga. Sebab kalau belajar pun sasiah tak elok kan. Macam kita mengajar tiba-tiba seorang je, terima kasih cikgu, ataupun bila dah habis kelas, okey kelas dah habis, barulah ramai-ramai, terima kasih cikgu, ramai macam mana, tadi tak ada orang pun kan. Okay. Itu situasi.
Betul lah. So relatable to me. Dekat sini Mak Saleh punya country pun sama juga. Aku cakap, orang tak dengar, tak respon, macam gila je cakap macam tu. Betul. It's happening everywhere. Jangan ingat Mak Saleh ni, terror, tak ada, sama je.
Sama je.
Don't think that the grass is greener the other side. It's the same. Whatever you guys are talking, I'm just relating. It's sama saja. Tak ada beza pun. Like what we were saying lah, kalau dapat sijil tapi attitude tu tak payahlah, terima kasih lah.
Betul. Sebab bila macam kami sekolah lah, kalau kita tengok STEM, buat eksperimen R&D semua bagus. Bila exam, tengoklah result. Yang bagus kan. Yang hanya hafal ramai kan. Dia akan bawa sikap ni ke IPT kan. Sikap yang nak meniru kan, sikap nak mudah, sikap rasa selesa tu untuk orang selesa lah. Yang orang kerja Grab siang malam study tu ada juga tapi tak ramai. Kan? Itu kata diri masing-masing.
Shall we wrap up with this kebolehpasaran dan keusahawanan, then we go to the next one. Ada juga yang kita bincang ni overlap with other bidang tumpuan. Tapi kalau ada overlap nanti kita, do you want to talk about the desired future state, what we want students or pelajar IPT wanita muda ni in terms of their employability and keusahawanan? I think one of it is like we want them to get some work.
Saya rasa nombor 2 tu letak berfikir aras tinggi lah, walaupun sedang dibaiki kot. Keadaan masa depan kita memang naklah ramai yang boleh survive dengan jangan stres.
I think maybe what we foresee in the future, I'm sorry ini Dr. Jaswir, I'm chip in, kita nak melahirkan insan yang sejahtera. Just like our falsafah pendidikan, okay, we want to produce a sejahtera person yang boleh memberi manfaat kepada diri dia, keluarga dan juga negara. Saya rasa kita kena patah balik kepada kita punya falsafah pendidikan negara, which we have created in 1996 or 1997 if I'm not mistaken. So maknanya sekarang ni I think it's timely for us to create person yang sejahtera. When we say sejahtera, cikgu mesti tahu cikgu ada 4 komponen, jasmani, emosi, rohani dan juga intellectual. So I think we want to produce someone yang sejahtera. dan boleh memberi kesejahteraan kepada orang lain dan juga kepada diri dia.
Macam holistic lah kan, as a holistic
Betul.
person.
Yes.
Can we write there falsafah pendidikan so that then they can understand where we are coming from? Nurul, kalau boleh. Jasmani, emosi, rohani dan intelek. Ya.
Intellect.
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 INTV. Ya. And then
Okay.
dash pupil falsafah pendidikan.
Jerry lah. JERI.
Betul Jerry. Betul Jerry. Apa tu Dr. Jaswir, if I can suggest more job seeker in university, saya rasa I would like to propose, sebab sekarang ni kita punya penganggur pun yang lepasan daripada universiti is quite high sebenarnya, 360,000 ke atas, and it's getting worse now. So saya rasa kita nak menjadikan independent orang yang mempunyai job creator tu pindah ke sebelah. Betul. Job creator tu, kita nak jadikan diorang sebagai job creator rather than job seeker.
Nombor 5.
Nombor 5.
Job seeker lah.
Job creator.
So put there more job creator.
Creator.
Boleh saya tambah sikit?
45 nombor.
Can I chip in?
Boleh.
Job creator tapi fokus on teknologi. Kita nak more women, tak naklah jual tudung saja. So kita more on perempuan yang involved with teknologi. Macam kita ada drone kan. Drone ni kebanyakannya CEO dia lelaki, yang buat semua lelaki. Why not perempuan juga boleh jadi CEO untuk their own company, drone, satellite. Okay, so more on teknologi punya business lah.
I like this. Sebab most of it I don't know. Saya pun belajar juga. Okay, are we happy with the
Kalau nak 1,000 daya tu.
Apa dia?
Kalau nak 1,000 daya.
Betul.
Kita ramai juga cikgu pula student macam kami sekolah sains kan. Jadi ramai juga student perempuan yang berminat benda-benda electric machine semua ni. Jadi yang tu yang sepatutnya menjadi tulang belakang untuk lebih ke depan kan.
But I thought kalau nak masuk dalam sekolah sains, you need to have you need to be pelajar cemerlang, betul ke?
Sekarang dah ada pemilihan macam mana yang terkini PKSK. Maksudnya sekolah khas. Dia ada ujian lain macam pandemik baru ni. Ujian pun terberhenti separuh jalan macam itulah. Jadi yang masuk sekarang ni macam kami bulan 4 baru masuk, form 1 baru masuk 2 minggu cuti kan. Macam mengajar tak kenal budak. Jadi tak semestinya yang cemerlang, tapi kita tengoklah jawapan dalam online macam mana kan. Jadi ini kisah siapa ada rezeki dapat.
Okay. Alright. Okay, what about digitalisasi dan pekerjaan masa depan? So it's digitalization and future work.
OIR. Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Tu dia letak sana fourth. So keadaan semasa kan. So we are in the fourth industrial revolution.
Sebenarnya
itu yang keperluan kerjaya sekarang. Kan nak meniaga online semua kena pandai semua ni.
Digitalisasi lah, komputer lah.
Kita agree. But this morning kan
jangan kena scam sudah.
Actually meticulous.
Betul, nanti you're very soft lah, tak boleh dengar.
Oh, okay. Alright. Kan this morning tadi kita agree, women are actually very meticulous instead of micromanage.
Betul.
Right? So
betul.
being meticulous sebenarnya digital related work is very suitable for women. Business from home is very suitable for women.
Betul.
Sebenarnya and it fits. Cuma I would say it is not without challenge because to share, I did try to establish my own konon-kononnya lah business from home kan. tapi patah di tengah jalan because I couldn't sorry to say, but I couldn't manage the time between kerja hakiki and so that is a challenge sebenarnya. It's not without challenge lah sebenarnya business from home ni. So yes, we can encourage women to have business from home, but I would say at the same time, let's have a support group for them lah. Yeah,
So
because
similar to that.
it will not yes, it will not be without challenge, especially when they have small children. Yeah, you have to manage your children at home. At the same time, you have to manage your business. It is not a joke.
Betul,
It's not
betul.
easy.
Sri, do
But
you want to
it's
add? Sorry, Doctor, yes?
Okay. Talking about digitalization ni sama juga dari segi sebab sekarang kan dalam tempoh pandemik ni kita lihat ada begitu banyak perniagaan yang sebelum ni mereka tidak terlibat dalam e-commerce. Tapi dalam waktu pandemik ni begitu banyak usahawan yang buat online business. Tapi macam di kementerian juga, ini satu perkara yang saya macam puzzle juga, pelik juga sebab di kementerian kita ada program bantuan untuk peniaga mendapatkan digital solutions. All paid for by the government. So kita pergi pada usahawan kata okay, solution apa yang diperlukan? Website development ke, online marketing ke? Tapi tak ramai ambil tau. Saya so
Sri, saya
mereka
rasa tak dapat information lah Sri. Saya pun berminat juga tapi tak ada information, tak ada support. Kalau
Is the information on the website ke apa?
it's on the website. Yes, it's on the website and dalam media pun ada. Tapi kami terfikir adakah sebab masih ramai takut nak guna, bila dengar itulah nak sebut pun susah kan, dengar digitalisation ni macam alamak tak confident ke. Itu kita tak tahu tu kenapa agaknya.
If we talk about technology lah, digitalization and technology sama je lah kan, and also pekerjaan masa depan, it is more to technology based, like computer programmer ke game programmer. But are the females really interested in these kind of occupations?
I think
Website
yes.
builder can be website builder as well. Just asking, when we say that the information is actually being trickled down, is it through social media? Is it through Facebook?
Yes, through social
Facebook,
media, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, alright.
So banyak dah peluang. In fact kita orang dah start daripada last year. Tapi macam kita terpaksa cari tau. Kita terpaksa cari. Dan ada yang telah ditawarkan pun bila dah separuh jalan menolak ataupun tarik diri. Dia macam takut tau, macam boleh ke kami maintain sistem ni, boleh ke kami macam tu. Jadi kami pun macam kenapa ya masih takut dengan IT ke?
And you are talking about, sorry, Sri, it means you are talking specifically about women, right? Bukan lelaki kan?
Okay, I was just about to go into that. And tak ramai daripada wanita. Tak ramai wanita yang ambil peluang ni.
Aman kot.
Mungkin
Mungkin
macam tadi katakan, mereka lebih selesa. Mereka lebih selesa jual tudung, yang jual cakes, cookies kan. Tapi dia tahu yang if you kalau gunakan teknologi, you dapat kembangkan lagi pasaran. Kisahlah untuk tudung ke cookies ke, So macam contoh yang jual sambal sampai crash Shopee kan. So itu sebenarnya wanita boleh buat, tapi sayangnya yang
teknologi.
So itulah.
Training kot.
It's very irony that we have so much facilities and yet the takers are not many. Rasa macam what is the gap there?
Betul lah. I also, luckily Seri, you are in this bilik. Kalau
Yes.
tak risau pun,
Persaingan lah kalau
The reason I'm asking whether the information is being
Escalated.
escalated through Facebook ataupun Insta tu, because it happens to me. Yeah, I ask my children, did you see this on Facebook? And they look at me saying that, Mom, Facebook is only for the old people.
Allah.
Twitter.
So that means
sekarang ni kena ada Insta.
so that means the information, because we are talking to young generation, that means we have to talk the young generation language. It might be Insta, it might be TikTok, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we have to talk their language. Then the information will get across to them. If we depends on Facebook, orang-orang macam kita lah yang nampak kot.
Tapi itu juga satu kebimbangan saya. Sebab kalau kita cakap pasal anak muda sekarang, diorang more advanced than us, all these TikTokers Insta famous, I don't even know most of it, but dia guna untuk itu tau. Bukan guna untuk duit pekerjaan.
Kebaikan.
Kata tadi lah. Untuk kebaikan, macam kata berapa ramai yang go into drone industry, for example. Especially women.
Yes.
Promosi kena banyak lagi.
Kena ada influencer.
And then yang menarik yang aerodrone ni, in fact dia punya CEO not from engineering pun. Dia punya apa ialah accountancy. So nampak tak? So maksudnya kalau kita boleh train our student not just from engineering, anybody can be entrepreneur dan boleh lead untuk teknologi business,
Betul.
Cuma Seri Darmana, saya akan share lah yang bagus juga. Saya pun baru tahu all this
Information.
dan definitely boleh share lah
Boleh. We'll stay in touch after this. Saya akan bagi maklumat.
Okay, good.
Thanks a lot, Sri. At least you're helping us out.
Can we WhatsApp group untuk group ni?
If I may say something, excuse me, sorry.
Yes, definitely.
Because
I wanted to come to you, Alia.
I think I was attracted to. I had some internet issue, connection issue just now earlier, so I'm so sorry. But I was very attracted to. I think I'm so sorry I didn't catch who mentioned something about influencer just now. I think that is very important, especially for the current generation. I think most of our current generation, like our students, even our children, because they watch a lot of their social media, and the current influencers are all it's all about like the more popular culture, entertainment, or like kalau yes, and macam kalau girls is like the fashion, makeup, so it's more about those kind of things. Recently, my daughters and I, we watch on Netflix Emily's Wonder Lab, and I thought that she's really perfect as a role model to young girls because she worked in NASA, and she does this like fun science program for kids, where they explore science but in a very fun way. They make slime, they make oobleck, they use solar energy, and my girls love her. And I thought that rather than my girls think of Blackpink as their influencer, I would rather that they look up to Emily, something like this. So perhaps there's something that we could start doing something like this to turn our scientists, our female mathematicians, our female academicians into role models for kids. And it could start from schools.
Yes,
we don't have
100%.
We don't have to wait until they get to university to do it. By then, maybe it's a bit too late.
No, so agree with you, Alia.
Yeah. So perhaps
Because
that is something that we could look into.
Yeah, that's why we were saying that, if we have got case studies like role models from UTP, for example, Dr. Nurhayati was saying, catch them. Just give a 2 minutes YouTube video. Simple language, language that they speak. Bukan ya Allah, matematik punya apa benda entah. Tapi just a simple translation of what they do and what kind of skills you need. Because students are not exposed that they can do this, especially for females. We are lack in confidence. Kita
That
boleh
is
lah,
true.
boleh ya.
That is true. We have, we have a lot of like wonderful books on our, like female, orang kata macam tokoh wanita kan. We have a lot of like biographies on them. How about we make it more fun? Make it into, children's book. Macam one page, one page like biography on like 50 remarkable Malaysian, I don't know, academicians, scientists, mathematicians, physicists, that would be great. And it could be something that children will look together with their parents. Because we want to start them young. We want that to be something that they look at first before they look into, K-pop and other things. So maybe that is also something that we could.
Do the kids now listen to radio? Dulu adalah Hindi Power lah. Dengar masa
I don't
uni
think
dulu.
so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Nowadays,
Tak main lama aku.
Hindi is no longer stream.
I even agree with just
ada
now
lagi.
when you said that you kids nowadays said Facebook is for old people. Sadly, although I am even for my generation, for me pun I don't look at Facebook so much.
Yeah.
Although I am not that young, I'm not that young, but I don't look. And my students definitely more on Instagram, more on TikToks, and and they are more on I think a lot of young people are discussing very serious issues on Twitter. This is very interesting. They would take on Twitter and have like these long threads of like amazing discussions. This is what they're doing. I think the younger generation is getting more, macam nak cakap they are really fast. They don't even have the patience to read through a Facebook post.
Betul.
Like short text and visual. So it's
Yes.
Instagram, it's TikTok, it's Twitter. And of course, I'm sure there are other stuff that they do. Like I'm trying to get my some of them also like podcast. Not so many of them, but they said that podcast is something that they can listen to, especially now that they are sitting in their rooms. They cannot go out
Tapi
so
baca
much.
tak mau. They don't want to read anymore.
Yes, they don't want to read anymore. That is true.
Betul.
They will always ask me, does this come in audio format? I'm like, okay, let's go and find it. You will require them to read text and books, kan? And then they will ask me, does it come in audio? I say, okay, let's go and find. So you have to keep up with them lah in a way.
Peredaran
Ya betul, kena ikut juga nak buat macam mana.
zaman.
Speak the language lah.
Ya, betul. That is true.
Tapi kita boleh saja kalau masih ber-Facebook, buat Insta, nanti kita share dua-dua sekali.
Yes, true. It could be
Because sini kan ada seorang ada seorang saintis tau dekat sini. I still remember from University of Melbourne. She was on maternity leave, and then what she did was she Einstein Google ke apa benda lah, radio, podcast lah. So dia ambil satu topik and dia akan cakap atas topik tu, macam for example, why frogs are in green colour. Dan dia akan buat lah macam untuk anak-anak and even IPT student pun interested. Why the frog is in why setengah lautan ada green, ada blue. And dia very simple language. Ada ke profesor kita buat macam tu dekat Malaysia? Aku rasa tak ada.
Ada. Tapi tak ramai.
But it is interesting. That gives a lot of idea lah. Macam untuk kita, kita interview aja. Tapi there is no conversation yang the professor can come to our kids level and bagi tahu ni jadi macam ni pasal apa. Itu saja.
Betul.
And she's doing
Tenok
very
tu
well dekat sini.
penggunaan digital secara positif kan. Kalau sekadar nak hiburan semua tu memang banyaklah dapat dalam media kan. Cuma
Social media.
untuk pembinaan diri tu kan. Jadi
And
kalau
here
ikut
ada animation juga dia buat. Animation dengan suara.
dia pautun kan sekarang ni
Yes.
macam-macam.
Yes,
Dan
Pak.
kami sekarang ni sebab sekarang ni kena macam promote sekolah kan. Macam nak bagi tengok kejayaan sekolah. Jadi kami macam kena buat poster untuk sekolah. Apa-apa program kami buat poster. Jadi terpaksalah cari apa dia Canva kan untuk buat poster yang bolehlah menarik. Jadi sekarang cikgu-cikgu ni berlawan buat poster kan. Bukannya nak apa-apa, cuma nak tunjuk kata penampilan tu. Itu penggunaan digital lah kan. Sekarang ni banyak macam-macam, ada Google lah, Microsoft lah, semua kan. Jadi kalau kita tak pandai guna, tapi kalau kita guna yang kita agak pandai tu dengan cara yang betul, insyaAllah boleh bantu lah. Tama-tama macam kita golongan pendidik kan. Jadi kena jadi role model lah untuk student kita untuk guna cara yang elok kan. Kalau ikut TikTok semua, ada je geng-geng ustaz-ustaz kita yang buat TikTok kan. Tapi
Bukan
cara
TikTok
yang
ban kau dekat Malaysia. Bukan
saya pun tak faham
Is it-
TikTok tu untuk apa.
Is it
Saya pun tak tahu.
possible? Is it possible at kementerian level kan to organize macam a few activity cuti sekolah kan? Simple je aktiviti belajar Canva dengan cikgu ataupun you know
Banyak ada. Tak cuti
banyak
pun
ada
sekarang ni
kan?
PDPR ni memang macam 24 jam saja.
Betul.
Kena
Tapi
kerja.
yang ni memang apa ni untuk budak-budak lah, untuk our children, so that kita expose we expose them to digital technologies right from the start.
Kita kan cikgu-cikgu ni sejak PDPR ni kadang-kadang kita tak pandai. Kita tanya student, kamu pandai tak? Pandai. Lebih pandai dari kita. Kata,
Betul, I agree.
macam mana kamu boleh pandai?
I
Kan?
agree.
Benda ni
Sendiri
memang dia
kan.
pandai. Cuma nak dengan dok je.
Betul. Dia
Yes,
belajar
I
sendiri.
agree. Yes, they would get this. In fact, for me, the support probably should go towards the instructors and the teachers. Not to say that, even lecturers, for example, not to say that we don't know, because I know there are many people who knows, but I think there are a lot of us who actually still a little bit hesitant to incorporate, like to the full extent what technology can do in our classroom, for example. And that is one thing. But another thing is also, I think, getting back to, Dr. Harlisha mentioned earlier about, the fact that sometimes we don't have the device, we don't have the, like, for example, today I'm struggling with my internet. I wish I have better connection, things like this. Sometimes there are a lot of things that contribute to, the fact that people sometimes would like to give up because it's hard, maybe. And people think that people want like what is the easy way out? What is the easy way out? Something like this. And I think it goes back to tadi we were discussing about like getting into entrepreneurship and businesses, right? Perhaps that's what they think. It's difficult. What is the easy way out? Like, why should I? Because whatever role model that they can see, perhaps traditionally are men, successful businessmen, for example, and they know that businessmen don't have to worry about family, they don't have to worry about women things. So then perhaps, not to say all of them, but there are still a lot of them who thinks that perhaps women can do business, yes, but maybe small business. Maybe businesses that sells tudung or cookies or cupcakes, but not like big businesses, not like to own big, large companies. Maybe the ones who did it are already rich. They come from rich families, so their family fund their businesses. And that's how they become multimillionaires. And they were celebrities, for example. They already have popularity and money. So it's easy for them. So, there are a lot of these things happening because in my university we have a lot of international students compared to local students, and this is something that I notice about a lot of international students. They have this this very natural mindset of doing business and entrepreneurship. You will be, it's and to the extent where they are not influencing their local classmates,
Why?
because to them entrepreneurship and business comes natural. They are not from the kind of country where a government. I'm sorry to mention this. I'm not. I hope that I'm not being, like maybe hurting anyone by saying this. But they don't come from countries where they think about stable employment or government jobs. They come from countries where they struggle economically. Their family is poor. And the only way out for them is by doing business. So it comes more naturally to them. They don't have any concept of makan gaji, like for us it's like our generation, our parents' generation is still about that. It's still about telling our kids like it's better if you have have security in your job, which is great. Of course, we are thankful for the jobs that we have right now, but not for many of these international students that I encounter in the university. So they have a very natural affinity towards doing business. They find opportunity everywhere. I even have one student who started cleaning sport shoes and turned that into a business. Like he actually made money from cleaning shoes, because boys play football, a lot, and and then once MCO hits and not many boys play football, so now he's like venturing out and like doing something else. So he's taking he's doing something like what Food Panda is doing, but he's not working with Food Panda. He's doing it by himself on a bicycle, and of course that's good for him because all the profit goes to him. So these are international students. They are very creative. They have natural. Yeah.
No, Ali, I agree with you because they come from a very low income country and they have to pay for their tuition fee as well. And in Malaysia, they cannot work. So they have to be creative and think out of the box.
Yes.
Because nothing is on the plate for them. Because I do research on international students a lot. So that's how I get to know.
That is true. That is very true, actually. I see it like among them, really. Yes, that is true.
And orang dari Afrika ni dia memang atas mobile 24/7. They are so good with their mobile technology. When I interview them, they say, well, all of us have mobile dengan internet stability. So we do things on our mobile, bukan laptop pun. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. Can we go to the third issue? Sorry, then can we wrap up this? Actually, this digitalization and pekerjaan masa depan coincide dengan employability and also keusahawanan. I feel we touched something from there. But I would really like to then take our attention to isu sosial, that what women are facing, kemiskinan that we have touched just now, B40, like, they have the need to help their parents being a female. Kan kita selalu kata, tak apalah lelaki yang pilih belajar, perempuan ramai. Ni kerja dengan saya ke apa. That's what is happening in our society right now. Am I right? Because in my culture, that's definitely, lelaki yang pergilah belajar, tapi perempuan, you have to do the housework, you have to come and help your parents, and that natural instinct as girls that we help our parents.
I'm not sure because I'm from the family that my parents treat both of us equal. So I have the experience that girls have to go, to do house chores, and but for me, my parents teach us equal. So we need to work hard. Yeah, if you want to have something, you have to work hard for it. So I think when we say that we all this while the discussion is we focus on students. I think in order for us to show a good example to the student, why not us as a lecturer? We start as a woman lecturer. We start doing business. We show to them that we can do it. I think learning from a role model, then we can be a mentor. If we be a mentor without we are ourselves entrepreneur, they will not have, they will not have that kind of feeling to do it. I think we challenge ourselves as a woman. Yeah, I think most of us 20 years in this field, right? More than 20 years in this field. So why can't we start? start with from us. We start to do a very simple business maybe. Then if we have experienced it, then we can share with our students. We first have to be the mentor. And maybe just be the entrepreneur. Hadiza be entrepreneur, Alia be entrepreneur. So I think this is a very good support group. So each of us support each other to become entrepreneur. We are the job creator. Yeah, I think it have to start from us.
or 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 even yeah, that is true, that is true. Or even like a very small step of like perhaps changing our mindset towards if let's say someone, I don't know, maybe our children perhaps want to
Yes.
do something different, then it's like we support them rather than to, I mean, it perhaps could also be just a matter of changing mindsets,
Yeah.
and encouraging them to do something different rather than something that we are used to and something that we think is safe and secure. Something like this, perhaps women needs to take more risk, maybe something like this. Something that sometimes I like to also do this in class. Although I teach English, I usually introduce to them a lot of topics. And one of the things that I usually like to discuss with my students is about taking risks. And usually you try to kind of like challenge their mindset, in that sense. Like there are a few things that I would do sometimes, but mostly it's actually for changing the mindset. And that's where I discover, a lot about the fact that international students seems to have higher, how do I say this? Like they would take bigger risks than our local students. So yeah,
I
so
think
perhaps
women
that
are
is
much more risk adverse as risk takers, kalau tak silap.
yes, because I think we in a way we are brought up like that, maybe.
Maybe,
You
yes.
say that, we could say that. Yeah, you could say that we are brought up like that. We are brought up to play it safe.
Yeah.
Because we are also brought up with this idea that we have to be responsible for many things and take care of many things. I think this was something that was mentioned earlier, that kita kena jaga apa, like our family, our children, our our work, when you have many things that you are responsible for, in a way that you have to take care of, so you have to be safe. You have to play it safe. You cannot take as many risks as men.
And then you have to drop off few things. Whatever you desire, whatever you want to do.
Yes,
Because
that is
other
true.
things,
Self-sacrifice. Yes, that is
yeah.
true. And I think, to some extent, I feel that it's a bit disturbing how women naturally accept this role, that we have to sacrifice and we are the one who has to make choices, because and we are the one, taking all this responsibility on our shoulder. Like, when did that happen? you
Betul.
know?
Betul.
Agree.
So true.
Agree.
Very true.
What are the social issues that females are facing right now? Any thoughts on that? Someone spoke about kemiskinan, B40.
Yeah.
Any other social issues that they have faced?
Yes.
When it comes to yang stress tu kan, right now we know that a lot of people are under stress, but then are there studies that shows, which gender has more? Is it more on the women or is it more on the men? I mean, I haven't seen any that sort of data yet lah.
You mean the issues that are faced by female are different than male? That's what you're saying?
I believe right now, all of us, whether man or woman, we are facing the same, the same issue. The pandemic, we are not able to go out, and thus, we have mouth to feed. Yet, if you are not able to go out, how can you feed this? How can you feed them, etc. How can you put food on the table, basically? And how can you put, cover on top of your head or on top of your children's head? But then I wonder, is it the women who are more stressed out or the men?
That's a good question. Both good.
I think both, yeah.
Siapa fikir banyak dia stres.
I think both, yeah.
But I guess from the video that we received from the social media, from WhatsApp, it appears that those who commit suicide mostly lelaki.
Oh,
Nowadays suicide rate dekat Malaysia tinggi kan?
Yes.
yeah.
Sometimes we receive
sad.
video and we saw actually laki-laki yang commit suicide. Mungkin perempuan dia lebih
Struggle.
kuat, lebih kuat sikit, lebih resilience.
Or maybe they talk out their problems. Kan lelaki suka senyap, tak
Yeah,
nak
maybe,
cakap.
yeah.
Betul.
Ego.
Macam kita lah, bebe, lepas tu okey dah.
Kalau kita bebe-bebe lah beda. Depa absorb,
Simpan, kan?
lalas.
Betul. And then kita bebel dekat husband, dekat anak-anak, semua boleh lah keluarkan semua. Tapi untuk husband, who are they close to actually?
Yeah. They need a support group too, I think. Like us.
Biar pi lah dekat Mekah. Tak nak cakap sudah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's isu sosial kemiskinan.
Sri, you want to add something, Alia? On issue social that females are or students are facing, or that can relate to kesihatan seksual dan reproductive. I don't know what is sugar book. Sugar books apa benda?
Sugar
Oh,
daddy.
this is about the sugar daddy application.
Sugar daddy, yes.
Sugar baby and sugar daddy. There was this.
Sugar daddy
There was
and
an article about this. Allegedly, there is a ranking of I think universities in Malaysia with the highest number of students using this sugar book application to find sugar daddies. That was what it was about. Yeah.
I mean, there's an application to go and find
Yes.
a man.
Yeah.
And it's circulating among IPT punya students.
Yes. IPT.
Yes.
Both IPTA and IPTS.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's happened not now. It's happened years, right? Before. I think not. It's happened before. It's already happening. All these people knew about it, yeah?
Yeah, I think, well, of course, the news articles that were published is something else, but I think what happened in reality could be also something else. It's I think it's a delicate issue to discuss. Because if you ask students, then they would say that things happen regardless of whatever that came out as the official statement. So yeah.
So what kind of tindakan was being taken once it went out in the news?
I think the app is banned in the country.
Okay. Okay.
I think the app is banned already.
I remember during my study, I studied overseas. We have a very close relationship with the postgraduate, with the the postgraduate, the PhD. Then they bring their wife, right? So I think when I was studying overseas, we are really close to the family, So this is very good. When we are very close to the family, then we are take care of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this culture is not here. It's very sad in Malaysia, but the culture is not there. It's we should whenever let's say the kids are from Felda, it's a culture shock, right? Felda, then they go to KL, or UPM or UKM or even IPTS, a culture shock. But in UK, we have been taken care of. We very close to the family, and we will shy, to do something that like this. But in Malaysia, I think we don't have that anymore. We should start, family, we start like bring the, the lecturers, you know, the family bring the students together, you know, like maybe no unangkat whatsoever. No, it's I think what happened nowadays, we are more like busy with our research,
Yes.
busy with our promotion. We forgot about the social responsibility, especially for students. For students, they need love. Especially, yeah, that's true. They need love. Yeah, they come from kampung, yeah, from Felda, and their parents very busy. Yeah, you know Felda like right, busy. Yeah, they don't have time, and they are teenagers. So I think this is the thing that we lack in our in university nowadays. We're too busy with transcript, with curriculum, but not all students are really active in curriculum. Those are not active in curriculum, they go to the pub, they go to the you know, they, so these are the things that we need to look into. Yeah, we need to create a culture that the student can treat us like a family. You know, like someone that they trust. Yeah, so someone that they happy to share, you know. So we need to think about this. We need to, this is social problem that we really scared, you know. And
Ni nak cakap dekat Kementerian Wanita ni. Kementerian Wanita dan Luar Bandar ni kena ambil tindakan.
it's worrying. I'm really worried about what happened to teenagers nowadays, you know.
Ya,
I think
sebenarnya
what
kisah
what
tu
our
dia
leaders-
bukan untuk B40 ataupun anak Felda saja.
Yeah.
Dia semua remaja. Yang
Ya,
kaya
betul.
macam kaya, yang tak kaya macam tak kaya lah. Oh, sebab kalau ikut kurang kasih sayang tu, kalau kaya dengan parent yang asyik kerja semua, kurang juga kasih sayang. Dia akan cari juga kasih sayang orang lain kan. Itu yang
Betul.
jadi sugar-sugar ni.
Betul. Yang tu
Kalau
betul. And
yang
lagi satu
besong lah kan.
betul.
Dia
And
masyarakat lah kena main peranan. Maknanya dalam masyarakat ni mana-mana yang ada pemimpin masyarakat ke ataupun jenis komuniti mana-mana sepatutnya ada perkara-perkara yang jaga kebajikan ni. Macam sekolah, kita ada kaunselor kan. Bila PDPR kalau ada student, sebab tu kalau kami tiap-tiap hari ada macam biasalah buat poster kan. Poster yang menunjukkan jangan stres kan. Hari-hari kelas kami buatlah. Jadi sekurang-kurangnya bila kita hebah kepada student dengan harapan adalah yang terkesan dengan dengan mesej yang kami bawa tu kan. Macam tu lah. Tapi kita tanya khabar jugalah. Maknanya dalam masyarakat memang kena ada untuk benda-benda kasih sayang ni lah.
It means the care factor tu kena ada lah, care.
Memang macam cikgu lah. Budak tak masuk kelas nak marah-marah kan. Kenapa nak marah? Kan memang mungkin ada kekangan kan. Kena tahulah. Sebab sekarang ni situasi tak sama kan. Macam ada juga yang terlalu care. Sentuh-sentuh tak boleh kan. Nanti kata macam lain pula. Masalah juga yang tu. Jadi dia nak buat apa pun memang kena ada sempadan kan. Macam tu.
Betul. Macam Nurul Fitriah commented in the chat box, I really agree. This is actually a very common, like I remember reading a few articles published by more independent news channels lah when they looked into this case of Sugar Book ni. The common reason the students would, you know, of course they go under anonymous and then they will tell what happened, you know, what did they do and all these things. But of course they would say that it is a quick way to get money. That is definitely true. So that is also why I really agree with what Dr. Halisha said just now. In fact, there is a book actually that I've read some time ago, I think. If I recall it correctly, it's something about, like, the title is like University Without a Soul or Excellence Without a Soul. It's written by I cannot remember now the author. I will try to find out again. But actually he is from Harvard. So when he talks about this, he mainly uses example from Harvard, which is surprising because, you know, Harvard, you would look up to this type of, you know, universities. And then he was saying like how universities nowadays are excellent. Just like exactly what Dr. Halisha said just now, we are all about our academic achievements, about our transcript, about our GPAs, but we forgot about the soul of the students. We forgot about developing their soul. And I think especially this is actually especially a female issue, because we have so many female students nowadays, more than male
Yes.
students in universities. So it is actually a very women issue in a way, and we have a lot of female lecturers as well.
Yes.
True. I wanted to say that as well. But we have lost that touch of being caring and loving to our students.
I think what we need to do now is more promotion, more activities to share that, value-based punya activities rather than macam monetary, all those kind of things, I guess. Because when we lack of values, then the social problem will start. Itu yang macam our female students choose to have an expressway to get money because of what? Because macam diorang dah value of their life, value of themselves tu macam dah kurang, I think. They
Kita kena ada asas lah. Asas sempadan apa yang boleh kita buat, apa yang kita tak boleh buat. Kalau asas tu tak pegang, semua nak duit. Kadang-kadang dia bukan nak duit pun, nak suka-suka je kan. Sebab mungkin terikut ataupun mungkin adalah tu kan faktor-faktor yang menyebabkan cari sugar-sugar ni kan, kasih sayang lah tu. Mungkin sugar-sugar tu lemah lembut kan, di rumah dah asyik kena marah je. Jadi asas dia kena kuat lah. Maknanya kalau dia miskin ke, dia kaya ke, dia kena tahu mana elok, mana tak elok. Dalam masyarakat pun, saya cikgu sejarah kan, kena tengoklah rukun negara kan. Rukun negara percaya
betul
agama semua
kena
agama nak elok kan.
betul rasanya kena perkukuhkan balik kita punya rukun negara, ada 5 asas rukun negara. Then I guess it's timely kot untuk promote balik all those things. In our young
Sebab kita sekarang ni
generations.
ada semua tapi kita tak buat apa yang asas tu
Betul.
tak buat. Dia jadi macam-macam lah.
Betul.
That's true.
Wanita juga macam kita lah, wanita kerah-kerah wanita pun kadang-kadang ada juga lelaki tertawan ke kan. sebab tu kena jaga juga, walaupun garang tapi nama wanita ada tarikan dia kan, selalunya macam tu lah. Jadi bila tarikan ni dia akan jadi macam-macam lah. Contoh kalau wanita stres ke kan, tu cerita dekat pekerja lelaki ataupun siapa-siapa lah lelaki kat pejabat ke, dia akan jadi macam-macam juga kalau tak jaga kan. Macam tu lah.
I was just talking to my husband why there is extramarital affairs happen, because we are in the office more hours than in the house. And then balik kita tak cakap with our husband, our children kan. Tak ada masa. So but you talk to your bosses all the time. So I think there is some issue there as well. Yang kita pun tak dapat something from home. So we look out at our
Yang bahayanya.
Itu yang kena balik kepada values that we need to uphold tu kan.
That's why we need this support group. I think this is a very good good support group. We start from this group. Because I need this support group, professional to discuss.
Dia mentoring lain, dia bukannya kita share ni, kita bukannya pakar dalam apa dia counselling ke apa, cuma kita cakap berdasarkan pengalaman kan, apa boleh apa tak boleh. Jadi itulah kita nak bantu masyarakat pun kan.
Macam kita cakap pasal mental health dekat sini, Mak Saleh mental health dia guna for like a senjata. My mental health jangan kacau aku. It's not that we kalau dekat Malaysia kita guna mental health, gila dah. It's that the stigma is there and well-being. Like I can proudly say, like last week I was on leave and I put out of office, I need this leave for my well-being. Because dekat Malaysia, I would never say that. Because people will be thinking, apa ni, dia gila dah kau. Oh, dia tak boleh dapat pressure. Oh, she cannot take on pressure. That's not right. Stigma for a woman is still there. But she can't cope already. But we are also human kan, at the end of the day. Kita pun manusia juga, we also need rest.
Yes. I think culture pun is important lah. Culture different, like 5R in Germany different from 5R in Malaysia because it's geographically related. I think like you just cakap tu, saya agree, yeah, because mental health different interpretation, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like as a lecturer myself, I need a support group, you know. I myself need a support group, need friends, professional, same line, you know, same line that we can share. Like for example, you know, like the thing that we discuss today is important, yeah, but we don't know. We don't know how to contribute, yeah. We don't know how to share with whom, yeah.
Because it's very confidential sometimes when
very
we share,
confidential.
and
Yeah,
then
it's
it
very
goes out of
confidential.
the four walls.
Kalau simpan saja dalam kepala murung tu,
Yes,
boleh jadi
yes.
murung.
Dia jadi
See,
murung.
murung is also a sign of mental health tau. Tapi
Yes.
kita tak cakap macam tu. Like anxiety, all of us ada anxiety. We are thinking and thinking as academic. Allah, esok nak buat ni, Allah, tak buat paper ni, Allah.
Yeah.
That is anxiety. That's also part of mental health. But we are not addressing the issue. Macam kita perempuan balik nak makan, balik nak
Kalau
masak.
kita cakap orang, kalau kita cakap dekat orang saja, orang kata dia ni buat teruk kan. Jadi semua orang tak cakap kan. Bila tak cakap, dia akan simpan seorang-seorang kan. Bila simpan seorang-seorang, dia akan jadi stres seorang-seorang lah kan.
And then lagi satu culture dekat kita dekat Malaysia, tak boleh cakap, tak boleh lawan. Bos cakap apa, tak boleh. Kena ikut. Because I
Cakap
was
nanti
working at
kita akan
USM.
kena chop.
I was working at USM Kelantan dalam dental school. I had wonderful bosses being a non-Kelantanese. Fantastic time dekat Kelantan. Boleh kecek Kelantan lah sikit-sikit.
Kecek Kelantan.
Sikit-sikit lah. Tapi, and I had very good supporting staff. And I was the young AR dulu. Lain semua very tua-tua. And my pembantu merendah pa. My pa even checked my letter. Dia kata, Cik Jaz, ni tak betul lah. Tukar. I said, okay, tak apa tukar. But do we have that culture right now? We don't have that. Ni siapa? Tak bagi tahu dekat aku. And we had that mutual understanding and mutual communication. Tak apalah, kadang-kadang saya pun boleh salah juga. Tolong betul. Or maybe I was young, so they feel that dia ni muda, bolehlah cakap dengan dia. Tak tahulah pasal tu ke. Or maybe I'm a non-Kelantanese, but my bosses were non-Kelantanese themselves. And sometimes I can go up to my boss, apa ni doktor, dia buat macam ni, aku benci. Like, you know, I could wah dekat dia, Dr. Rashid. Masih ingat lagi dia. Tapi once I left, AR lagi satu tu kata, semua jas anak emas, anak perak. I told Dr. Rashid, even though I've left, dia kata, betul, anak emas aku dan semua anak aku. But that's how that bond that we have created. Tapi tak tahu lah sekarang ni, what's happening.
Dia kena bina semula lah. Kan? Kadang-kadang kita caring sangat, disalah anggap. Tapi kena caring lah. Buat macam mana?
Betul.
Sebab benda ni yang dah jadi kecairan dekat masyarakat kita. Kan? Buat baik dengan bos akan dianggap tukang kipas kan.
Betul.
Bukannya nak buat baik, kita cuma nak komunikasi saja kan. Contohlah.
Ataupun anggap lain, dia ni ada apa-apa kot.
Kan? Kalau lain jantina jadi dah.
Tapi tak pernah terlalu dalam pemikiran saya and also with my bosses that we think like that. We just speak in our work about wanting their wives were also in the same dental school. So maybe that made a difference. Tak tahulah. Both Dean dengan Timbalan Dekan punya.
I think this is
Sorry Alia.
I think this is also what it's okay, tak apa. I think this is also something that Dato mentioned earlier in the morning when she was talking about all the statistics kan, yang perbezaan wanita dan lelaki in tertiary education achievement and all those things, and then she was talking about how women tend to put down other women. When we talk about like when we talk about orang bercakap kan, when we talk about people talking about other people, usually it's women.
Gossip lah,
I mean,
gossip.
who does gossiping
Cerita
in
panas.
office, you know, usually, right? So yeah, so it is usually women who are putting down other women, unfortunately. So in a way, I really agree. It's very important to have a healthy support group like this, like what we are having right now, where we are actually talking about something that is useful and beneficial rather than talking about other people. Sometimes it's not easy to find support group within our existing circle of friends or colleagues at workplace. Sometimes some of us unfortunately end up in places where it's a little bit more toxic than other places, that we don't have we for some reason we just cannot find a group where we can, tadi lah kita kata, we can confide in, we can tell a lot of things, without being misunderstood. Kalau kita nanti orang tak macam orang tak salah anggap. Sometimes we cannot find that at our current workplace. So I think for women especially, it's important to have alternatives like this. Like if we cannot have that support group at workplace, so we have this place, for example, or we have another place, perhaps like groups that we created online, with other people. But the most important thing is that I agree. I think it's, especially during this time, it's very high time that we need to have support groups of like-minded people who think the same way with we.
And one more thing, Alia, I think why we can bincang dekat sini is because we tak ada vested interest. I'm not in your school, you're not in my university, I don't know your colleagues, you don't know me. So we are very free. We
Fresh. Yeah.
That is true. That is very, very true.
Because sometimes we are,
Betul.
I mean,
That is true.
sometimes
That's also
our
sometimes also why we say
yeah, because sometimes our culture, sometimes we are judgmental.
Yeah.
So when we are judgmental, that is the problem will start there.
Yeah. Betul,
Normally,
betul.
kita akan kata contohnya anak kita ke, our students ke, once they have made mistake, kita punya judgement is that you will always do the mistake. I will never trust you anymore. I think that is the cultural factor too.
Yeah.
Betul. Can we go to the last bidang tumpuan, and we only have 12 more minutes.
Okay.
Sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan matematik. Sorry lah, saya kena cut lah. Kalau tak, then you cannot go to the rumusan.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock. Anything to say about this science, technology, kejuruteraan, mathematics? The current state is we know that a lot of female students dekat sekolah dan dekat IPT ramai that we know, superseding the males counterpart.
STEM kalau di sekolah memang kita macam dimonopoli oleh golongan wanita ni. Sebab ramai cikgu sains, matematik yang memang wanita kan. Jadi memang kalau di bahagian sekolah, apa yang kita harapkan wanita lebih terbuka lah untuk STEM ni. Memang sekarang ni STEM sajalah.
Mana-mana pun STEM lah.
Tapi
Kiri
sebenarnya
kanan semua
kalau STEM saja dia tak ada jiwa tu dia tak boleh juga kan. Jiwa tu dia tak STEM.
Okay, one more thing I want to ask. Kenapa ramai pelajar female dalam STEM? Is it dorongan ibu bapa? Is it dorongan datang daripada mereka sendiri ataupun kerajaan punya program?
Semua boleh. Sebab ada yang paling penting diri sendiri. Sebab yang nak buat tu dia kan. Jadi untuk tak kiralah R&D ke, untuk apa-apa projek, memang kalau dia minat baru dia boleh masuk. Kalau dia tak minat tak boleh lah. Jadi support tu memang dari waris lah, dari ibu bapa. Kewangan semua tu, ataupun kalau nak minta tolong pihak you untuk buat untuk tolong R&D ke, memang waris banyak bantulah. Tapi yang nak buat tu anak. Jadi banyak diri sendirilah. Jadi yang tolong bagi sokongan moral tu cikgu-cikgu lah.
Hmm.
Sebab kadang-kadang cikgu STEM ni dia tak pandai pun kan. Benda-benda apa buat reka cipta semua ni kurang lah kan. Tapi student pandai kan. Itulah kelebihan anak-anak milenium. Milenium. Alah 21 alpha semua ada kan.
Saya rasa ingat tak dulu kita cumi-ciki? Ingat tak dulu yang cumi-ciki?
ada.
Kan kita kan ada macam dia cumi-ciki dia
Zaman
banyak.
hebat lah dulu.
Kan dulu yang dipakai apa? Kenapa kita tak buat macam tu ya? Macam nak tarik minat pelajar perempuan ya. Kita buat style macam tadi saya hati-hati pernah cakap TikTok kan. TikTok and then kita
Sekarang
buat
ni budak dah pandai dah. Benda-benda pautun semua budak dah
Oh.
memang dia cumi-ciki alah kan.
Kalau kita boleh buat version
kita
baru, version
menemukan
modern
Facebook.
kan. Untuk ajar sains. So sekarang dah strive kan. Kita buat something.
Cikgu sains kita ada macam minta budak buat animasi memang boleh. Untuk present kan kita buat PDPR ni budak akan present. Kita minta biasa-biasa je PowerPoint kan. Tapi student buat entah apa-apa lah dia punya kan. Kita pun kagum lah juga dengan student punya persembahan. Ya okey.
Since we mentioned about like trying to make program for kids kan, there is one more thing that I would like to point out about Emily. Tadi yang Emily Wonderland show dekat Netflix tu, that's very interesting. The entire season when we were watching all this episode yang Emily Wonderland ni, she was pregnant and you could clearly see that. You could clearly see that she's a pregnant woman and she's running around doing all these experiments, you know, on the field, in the lab. And I think that is also a very powerful image to show to girls that you can be a woman to your full capacity and still be a scientist. And I think this kind of idea is good. This kind of idea is good, and introducing it to girls, I think macam now maybe is getting more common. Tapi I think on our part, like perhaps macam ni lah kementerian ke or you know university ke, perhaps we need more support. How do we make girls really believe that they can be a scientist and a real full capacity woman with family at the same time without sacrificing one over another? Macam tu. I think a lot of female students are actually discouraged once they get to orang kata higher level because they feel like, can I really be an engineer, you know, and have a family? Can I really have a happy family and also be a very successful scientist or engineer or architect? And then you start hearing all these stories about I mean, I have a few friends unfortunately, who were engineers and quit their job because they take care of kids at home because the pay that they're getting is less than the money that they spend for childcare. So I think that's very sad. I think it's very sad, and I think it's I'm not saying that that's the majority of cases, but whenever I talk about this to other people my age, it seems that I can hear echoes of same stories, you know. Then they will say, lah, you know, nowadays our salary, kalau we have 2-3 kids tak apa lah. If we have more than that, you know, nak bayar hantar anak pergi childcare, sekolah lagi, then might as well I quit my job. Then I be at home mom, at least we don't have to spend that many thousands for childcare. So it's very sad if you think about it.
Yes.
And I think that is also why earlier on, we, you know, when it was mentioned that childcare is actually a very important issue here, supporting women, I really agree because I hear a lot of stories like this, actually, and I think it's very unfortunate. Even during MCO pun, you will hear the same thing. You know, kalau parents dua-dua working at home, working from home, why is it that the mother has to spend more time taking care of children than the father? They are both working, right? You know, so things like this lah, you will hear a lot. You know, of course, like you do have, you know, that we are thankful for husbands who understand and are supportive, but I think there are also many who, you know, are not really playing that role, and it's not like it is something that you can change by law, rule of law, or it's not something that you can enforce on the men unless if they have the understanding and the awareness of doing so. So I guess it's important in that sense, that as much as we are educating our girls, we should also think about how to educate the boys,
Yeah.
so that they understand these things once they grow up and they have partners, spouses, and they know what they're supposed to do. So as much as it is our issue because it's women, but we have to also understand that it's also related to the men, actually. And how they are supporting women who would like to pursue STEM, who would like to pursue, career in STEM.
So agree with that.
Yeah.
Dr. Nurhayati, you want to say something? Or Sri?
Okay, I actually I really agree with what has been said. As much as we want to support and provide support for women, but the education, about responsibility should come at early age for both boys and girls. Without that, boys will just be the boys as the models that they have now, yeah, and the girls will keep suffering, yeah. On the other hand, okay, because now we are talking about science, technology, engineering, kan, about STEM. Kan? Actually, I was very interested in that Emily sharing about Emily tadi tu, and it comes to me, yeah. Because I have 4 children, yeah, and before they enter schools, they love science so much. Yeah, I can say that they love science so much. They even make their own rockets. I have a boy; he even made his own rockets, etc. But the moment they enter schools, it's like the passion for science seems to die off. I don't know why. Yeah, and when I ask them, it's like they don't like saying things like hafal je lah, ingat je lah. Because science is about reasons. It's about reasoning. Yeah, why? For example, just now Puan Jasbir just now kan you share why toad greens, yeah, okay. This kind of thing. Why is the color green? Why why, for example, why crocodile eats stone? Yeah, those kind of things. It's actually very interesting. But then maybe the resources. What I would like to suggest, yeah, perhaps when it comes to STEM, because not all of us might have the creativity, yeah, to show the facts in STEM. Can we have like a pool of resources, maybe from Kementerian ke, yeah? There's a lot of resources on the internet. Anyway, it's just a matter of pulling this, yeah, and makes it resources that is accessible to all children, to all schools, yeah, and make it based on age, based on this is suitable for primary schools, this is suitable for secondary schools. So while they learn STEM, yeah, they can go to these videos. Yeah. They might not be able to go to the lab. Some schools they can't even afford to have all students to have hands-on. That is a fact. Yeah. Except for boarding school lah. Boarding school will have all that. Yeah. But sekolah harian, I know it is not easy. It's not easy to get all the students into labs to do hands-on.
Sebenarnya doktor, untuk STEM ni kita IPG ada sedia. IPG, BTP semua ada sedia untuk kemudahan. Cuma biasalah kalau cikgu dulu tak ada STEM, sekarang dia kena mengajar nak bagi jadi STEM. Kadang-kadang dia memang kecairan jugalah kan. Dia atas cikgu, memang kena kreativiti cikgu. Kalau cikgu masih takut-takut nak guna gadget, dia akan jadi STEM pun tinggal STEM je lah kan. Walaupun banyak banyak bahan yang diberi, tapi kalau cikgu takut nak guna macam tu lah. Macam ada di sekolah cikgu-cikgu yang nak pencen, dia takut nak guna Excel. Kata kenapa takut nak guna Excel? Excel mudah je kan untuk kita mengira formula semua. Tak mau, takut dia kira salah. Pandangan dia. Kata susah lah kalau macam ni kan.
Yalah. Okey, kita ada
Cikgu
kita ada 1 minit saja lagi.
Okey.
Sorry Cikgu Aliza, kita ada 1 minit saja lagi. Siapa nak wrap up, siapa nak buat conclusion 1 minute. Lepas tu you kena pergi Dewan Maya tu.
I have one only minor suggestion. Ada tadi bawah topik atas kepada sains teknologi ni tadi. More promotion on kita punya values. Nombor 2 tu, on values. Macam kempen senyum, kempen kasih sayang, like what has been done by the ministry. Okay, that's all.
Thank you so much, Siti. Very short and sweet.
One more thing saya nak add, kita pun kena banyak menulis lah dalam Instagram about our experience, to tarik sebagai public figure. Kita pun kena intelligent.
Follower kena banyak lah.
Kita open lah public, kita buat public dan group ni lah boleh macam Hadiza, maybe Hadiza boleh cakap dengan student, okay, maybe boleh follow saya punya Instagram or Prof Siti nak punya Instagram, just punya Instagram. So this is how we help each other. So I think each of us have to be the mentor, the public figure for the students. We have to write,
Betul. I agree with that. Anyone else last? Sri, yang baru-baru masuk.
I think what these youngsters or young ladies need are inspirational figures, someone that they can relate to. That is why they prefer to go to TikToks and Instagram influencers, because they are the in thing, they're the trend. So, we have to create more influencers in young, science, technology, show them that these are successful professional women who can balance between family, juggling family and as well as professional. So I think we need more stories like that. If we can have, for example, in the newspaper, I don't know if people still read newspapers, or like a regular column that highlights the successful women, not just in their profession, but how they manage their life and their families. I think they need to see, orang kata contoh hidup, dia nak tengok contoh depan-depan, as that someone they can relate to. I think we need more success stories like that.
I think that's a very good wrap up from Sri, that they should, or we should have role models that we can follow and we can resonate with, bukan saja follow, tapi really we can feel that kita want to. That's also important. Also our values lah, mana-mana kita pergi pun, we are still Malaysians, we are still full with values. Alright then, so thank you so much datang dekat Bilik Maya 2 ni dengan saya, dengan rakan-rakan lain. We had fun in talking and we also related our challenges and also we related our plan of actions juga. So I'll see you soon and tolonglah pergi untuk rumusan. And sini dah pukul 7 dah, nak pergi sembahyang dah saya ni. Okay.
Hello. Nak minta untuk semua buka kamera, kita ada sesi bergambar.
Ada lagi
Lah.
buka dari tadi
Yang lain-lain boleh tolong tutup tak share screen?
Nurul boleh tutup share screen tak? Okay.
Sorry, mine just tak boleh. I don't know.
Okay, tak apa, it's okay.
Having this problem.
I can see you.
Okay, cheers. Yeah.
Dara?
Okay, dah.
Okay.
Thank you. See you
Semua
soon.
boleh
Thank
masuk
you,
ke
everyone.
Dewan Maya.
See, I leave my number. Can please contact us. Okay, thank you.
Boleh,
Bye.
I have your number. Don't worry.
Mana? Oh. Okay, terima kasih semua. Cuma masuk bilik je.
Thank you.
Bye.
Terima kasih semua.
Bye.
Leave.